We interrupt ducks crossing the meadow for this important breaking news. We go live to Stormin, out on the road, currently near a subway. Stormin, what's it like out there? How bad is the weather? How much is the death toll rising? I don't think anybody's died yet from a heat wave. Though I can't be sure because you refused to let me into the air-conditioned building and have instead subjected me to the crappy ARF mobile van. And not the good mobile van that's got the GPS and the built-in air conditioning that makes it like a freezer. No, you have to put me in the van that has the busted air conditioning and the two crappy fans. We've been rolling down the windows and trying our damnedest to go about 50 miles an hour to keep the battery going. Why do we still have this piece of junk? Budget reasons, and you know why. Oh yeah, I know why. I know exactly why. Yeah, it's so that you could get that lovely, what was it, 6-figure raise to sit at a desk and do nothing. Whereas I, the meteorologist, have to come out here and do all the fun stuff. You know, I'm thinking that Arnie may have had the right idea when he wanted to form a union and strike against you. That's not for topics on the news. Just tell us how the heat wave is out there. It's hot. It's hot, Bob. It's 105. You want to know how I know it's 105? Because the tires have melted on this crappy van. We're currently stuck. Jim, the cameraman, has pretty much given up hope and is basically now making amends with his deity. Oh, look, he's writing his last will and testament now. I hope you're happy, Bob. Well, is there anybody near you that you could ask how the temperature is? Oh, sure. I'm just in the middle of a fucking parking lot, but sure, let me find out. Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me. Can you come here for a moment, sir? Could you tell me what you feel like is the worst thing about this heat wave right now? Well, personally, I think this heat wave is a mighty inconvenience for us of the mighty on the heftier side, as you can see. I, for one, am so thankful that the local subway actually has a air-conditioned building. If you excuse me, by the way, I have about 2 sandwiches on hold that I called in and ordered. Come eat some sandwich. Thank you, sir. There, Bob, I talked to somebody. Any chance you could possibly get the auto club to come out here, tow this piece of crap, and get me back into the air-conditioned studio? Or do I gotta walk back there and promptly stick my foot so far up here? Well, that was Stormin', everybody. Wow. Thanks for that report, Stormin'. And now we're gonna go, Wait, hold on. I'm getting news that Stormin' has an update. Oh, something big must be happening. All right, Stormin', what do you got? I'm gonna plant my foot so far up here. Okay, Stormin', thank you. We'll report any more breaking news as it happens. Until then, we return you now to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, only on YouTube. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, July 20th, 2019. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes. And it has been one horrible week here. It just keeps getting worse and worse. The seconds just drag on. But I'll go over that in my week in review. But what topics do I have to talk about tonight? Believe it or not, Bat in the Sun is looking to start up a project, and they're not doing too bad in regards of getting money for it. Really am impressed by that. So I'm going to be talking about that. Believe it or not, the Dragon Ball Tour is attempting to do a world record for the largest Kamehameha wave. That's right. I get to once again reset the Pokemon counter back to goddamn 0 because Pokemon Sword and Shield developers are saying that they are not recycling the 3DS assets. Bullshit. Some sad news this week out of Japan, as there was a massive fire at the Kyoto Animation. I'm going to be talking about that. So, yeah, it's not a pleasant subject, but still. Fire Force, the anime series, is going to be headed towards Toonami. That's right. Oh, man, I can't wait. And Nintendo is coming out with a new version of the Switch with a longer battery life on top of their diet size Switch. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. But all that, maybe more, depending on if a topic wants to load or not, this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Without any further ado, though, you know the song and dance. I got an eBay page. You can check it out. You can follow me on Twitter at otakuusa, and you can also head on over to the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page for all your wonderful, wonderful, well, social media needs. I mean, I don't go on Facebook all the time, but I do update that whenever new videos are put out. So there is a lot of fun for that. But, yep, it's going to be one of those weeks, I think, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Okay, so how did my week go? Well, we've been in the midst of this freaking heat wave now for too damn long as far as I'm concerned. We had a lovely little incident on Tuesday. So this is kind of fun. So I had to do something that I've never had to do yet in the almost 3 years that I've worked at Five Below. I actually had to call off. And the reason why was actually quite simple. We lost power. So Tuesday night, this fun little incident happens. So Tuesday night comes, and I'm on my laptop. I'm quick checking something on my laptop, and all of a sudden, I hear this loud popping noise. And I hear it coming from outside, and I'm like, oh great, now what the hell is going on? Only to basically then see and hear my fan kick off, my light go out, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. Nope, power went out. The transformer blew. Happily, it didn't go like deep-seated magnetron meltdown or anything, which would have been like a massive EMP. So I am happy about that. But still, I wasn't exactly too thrilled with the fact that we've basically got screwed as it was here. So we had no power. We contact MedEd. And we asked, find out from them. It's like, okay, what the heck's going on here? Are we going to get power back? What's going on? And good old MedEd. I mean, they're a wonderful bunch of weirdos. I can safely say that. They go, oh, yeah, you're going to get power back. Our estimate is about 11:30 p.m. Then as I'm getting ready to hang up the phone, then all of a sudden it goes, oh, there's an update to your inquiry. We are expecting power to be restored to your area, or to you, by sometime Wednesday. And I'm like, really? You don't say. So that was kind of an interesting, little detail that was going on. So there was that happened, which still, it didn't make me feel so good. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to have any power. I didn't know when it was coming back. I didn't know if the power was going to be stable or not afterwards, because the last time they had to come out in regards to a transformer, it took them way longer than it should have to fix it. So we didn't know if the power was going to be stable or if it was going to crap out afterwards. So it's like, yeah. Didn't really know if we were going to get or have power staying. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to call off, because no power means I can't shower. I can't exactly, I can't shower. I can't, get ready. So of course I'm like, no, I'm just going to call off. I don't really got much of a choice. And yeah, so that's basically what I did. Power came back sometime during the night. I don't know when, because on top of that, I ended up getting sick from the heat. That I've not been able to shake that yet. My stomach still has been bothering me since then. So that's not fun. And that was just Wednesday. And then we get Thursday, where you have even more heat. Friday, it's even hotter. And then today, where it's even hotter still. And yet, my neighbors are an ingenious bunch of idiots. Have decided they're going to shoot off fireworks on the hottest day of the year. It's the hottest day of the year, and they're deciding they're going to shoot off fireworks. I saw the Crappy Cats trailer. I tried watching some YouTube videos. I'm still waiting for that Gundam mobile game to come out. So, yeah, this has been a very interesting week, to say the least. A lot of bad stuff has happened. Some interesting things have happened. Why my neighbors are shooting off fireworks on the hottest day of the year, I will never understand. But, yeah, it's been one of those weeks. So I do apologize if you hear the sound of explosions in the background. That's my neighbors shooting off fireworks. And I have 2 fans going to try to cool my room down because I'm currently sitting at 95 degrees. It is hot in my room. I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, this has been a fun-filled day and a fun-filled week, really. I think this ranks on my dumpster fire weeks here. It really does. So, yep. It's been a fun week. This is really fun. So yeah, let's get into the podcast and let's get this over with, shall we? Alrighty, so let's reset the Pokemon counter back to frickin' 0 once again, because of course, Pokemon Sword and Shield is making waves again. As if the fact that, oh yeah, no national decks, we're getting rid of Mega Evolutions, we're getting rid of Z moves. It's basically going to go right back to freaking formula. Yeah. Wonderful bunch of idiots at this point. Game Freak is just ripping themselves a grave for this game before it even comes out. So, besides the key controversies that have been surrounding this game, yeah, no national decks, and every single Pokemon ever introduced, some folks have accused developer Game Freak of reusing animations and other assets from the Nintendo 3DS entries like Sun and Moon. Which basically I said, why the hell can't they just do that? They already have the animations for every single freaking... I can't believe my neighbors are doing this yet. It's basically a club or something. Anyway, I can't believe that... Sorry, anything can happen. This is a random podcast. Anything can happen. Basically, I can't believe that they didn't just do this with the whole, let's just have this game be 3D for the Switch. We already have 2 games that came out on the 3DS that basically have the similar style. Well, they have said that they're not doing this. They cleared up those concerns in a recent interview with Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu. According to the team, they had problems with the transfer and had to rebuild all the assets from scratch. Bullshit! 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 I'm sorry. I have an allergy to bullshit. And that smells like bullshit to me. Oh yeah, they're rebuilding all the assets from scratch with a team of 143. My ass. They also had to fully construct all those massive Dynamax Pokemon, so it's worth having a little understanding when it comes to the limitations at hand. Who the bleep asked for Dynamax in the first place? You want to introduce a new gimmick, how about you introduce something that's going to be fun, not something that's going to get spammed like crazy? Oh, but please give us, your love and attention. We put a lot of thought and effort into this game. You had trouble transferring the stuff? Why does that sound like a kiss off? Well, we couldn't get it transferred, so yeah. No. There were people that actually proved that it was false, with the exception of some slight brighter coloring. It's the same freaking animations. It's the same character designs. There's a person on Twitter that even proved it. So, yeah, you can just kind of kiss off on that one there, Game Freak. However, on the topic of the national decks, there are hints in the interview about how tough it was to bring everything into the 3DS as it was, while adding more Pokemon to the Switch games via post-release updates is a novel concept. Game Freak has yet to determine whether they'll choose that route. Okay, so you have had a Pokemon game on the Switch. Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. you've had at least 150 Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. So you have the models for at least 150 Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. You can easily, if you're having an issue transferring the stuff, figure out what the problem is. This is basically, we don't want to come out with the massive game anymore. We want you to start doing this our way and playing by our rules. And the thing is that this isn't going to do anything more than just bite you squarely in the ass. Literally. So we're going to get to find out all this when Sword and Shield hits the Switch on November 15th. But here's the thing, and I'm going to say this again. Now here's my point. I already specified a little bit of it, but you have had 150 Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch already. 1. 2. You have the technology to pretty much be able to send the stuff over. Oh, we're having problems. What problems? Because there's a pretty dedicated fan base out here. I guarantee you some of them are programmers that might be willing to help you. What problems are you having? We're not going to tell you. Of course you're not going to tell us. Because then at that point it's, oh, well, great, we can add all the characters in. Yes! No, we're just going to forgo that. What's the point of having the gotta catch them all if you can't catch them all anymore? The game itself, honestly, at this point, it can have the world's greatest graphics. It can have a kick-ass storyline. This thing is littered with so much crap that it is being called out on that it doesn't matter how good the game is, how good the graphics are, or how good the story is, its goose is cooked before it even hits the shelves. You're charging $60 for this abomination. 60! Hell, it don't even seem like it's worth 30. And you can't say that this is the first ever Pokemon title for the Nintendo Switch, because that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are counting as Pokemon games. So you've at least had 2. So bite us. This is basically a kiss-off of a kiss-off. This was a, oops, we forgot to figure out how to do this. Oh, we really don't have the time and effort into putting it in anymore. Screw it, you're not going to get it anymore. Really? That's how we're going to do this? I mean, that's what it seems like to me. I don't see this being any other way. The fan backlash from this has been immense. And there's also now, because you figure, if we want to even go even worse Pokemon news, there's rumor going around now that Ash is going to win the Alolan League. Yes, he is supposedly, there's rumor that he is going to win the Alola League in Sun and Moon. No. This is honestly just a, well, we want to take the game back to formula. If you wanted to just take the game back to formula or something and not include the national decks from the start of it, then I would have just came out and said, we're taking the game back to formula. So because we're doing that, we can't include a national dex this time around. Don't just come right out and go, oh, well, we're not including the national dex anymore, have fun. Huh? I mean, seriously, at this point, you're just spinning your wheels backwards, and honestly, it's not even worth it. I don't see this game taking up much steam. I don't see this game flying off the shelves like past Pokemon games, especially for the fact that you're not going to be able to transfer, and we still don't even have a list of which Pokemon are going to be transferable. I would assume any of the original 150. However, I'm also going to assume that it's probably not going to be any of the starters from that original 150. So, yeah. And if Pokemon Home is going to be able to work with Niantic's Pokemon Go and your other Pokemon games, and you can only transfer in and out of the Switch stuff, you're limiting yourself as to what they can and cannot get their stuff out of. So if they put a tremendous amount of time and effort into their Pokemon Go Pokemon, transfer them into Pokemon Home, thinking that they can send them into their Switch game, and no, denied. And I still don't see what the issue is, how we can't have that, because you have the sprites. Oh, well, we've had problems, and as I said, what problems? You could easily, I mean, look at Bethesda. If you want to go from a game studio that begs their fans to fix their games, look at Bethesda. They have basically handed beta game systems, beta games to their fans and called it completed games. Said, here, fix this. I give you Fallout 76. Here, fans, here's Fallout 76. It's a bit of a buggy shit show, but we know you can fix it for us. Don't thank us. Don't thank us. You pay $200 so you can get that helmet and that canvas bag. You don't got to thank us. We just do what we can to help. But if you could fix the game, that'd be great. It almost feels like they're the creepy boss from Office Space. Could you, yeah, I'm going to need you to go ahead and fix our game. That'd be great. And you know that there's a lot of people that mod games now as it is. I mean, they're like hardcore modders, softcore modders that'll mod games that come out recently, some that come out not too long into the future. I guarantee you, one of them is going to take this game, strip it down to the source code, maybe even a couple of programmers the day it releases. They will take this game, strip it down to the source code, and they will find, I shit you not, they will probably find data on all 800 some Pokemon. And once that information hits the news, mark my words, I almost guarantee you that there's a programmer out there that's going to do it. And that programmer is going to find data, source code data for all the Pokemon that have existed yet. Every single one in existence, including whatever's coming out with Sword and Shield. They'll find data on all of them. And then all of a sudden it's going to be, look, their data does exist in the game. So why couldn't we have a national dex? Why did you keep calling this bull crap? You did pull the stuff from the 3DS. There's no doubt about it. You can claim till you're blue in the faces. Oh, no, we didn't. No, you did. I mean, there's a person, like I said, on Twitter that proved it. Because they pulled up a model of a Gyarados from the 3DS, they had it stripped down to the wire frame, and they had shown what it looks like, supposedly from the Nintendo Switch version. And it's the same damn frame. Unless they used that as a reference because, oh, well, we already have one from Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee because it's part of the original 150 from Kanto. So, yeah, it's already been on the Switch. So what? Bullshit! I'm telling you this right now. I guarantee you there's a bunch of programmers out there that are going to strip this down day one. The day it releases, they're going to stand in line outside of Walmarts, outside of Targets, outside of GameStops, and they are going to buy, well, maybe not GameStops, but that was a cheap shot. But they're going to break this game down to its source code. I can guarantee it. They'll pay the $60. They'll break it down because they know. I guarantee you, one of these programmers, one of these wannabe game modders or programmers is going to take this game home. They're going to break it down to its base components. They're not going to play it. They're literally going to spend the $60 to break it down because they know the first one to prove that Game Freak is lying through their teeth, they're going to be celebrities for the rest of their lives. It's like making first contact with the aliens. You don't hear about the person that makes second contact. You only hear about first contact with the aliens. And that's what's going to happen with this. They're going to instantly see this and go, well, here it is. The source code doesn't lie. It's in here. And then all of a sudden it's going to be, well, there goes any profit Game Freak was hoping to make from this one. And they'll have to come out with a patch or something to throw in the rest of the Pokemon because, or at least access the source code because the fans are going to call them out on it. Mark my words. I guarantee you there's probably programmers that have it on pre-order already from Amazon or something that they will get it the day it releases. Or they know somebody that's going to get a review copy of this. And they're going to go, hey, when you're done with that review copy, I want to see it. Because I want to see the source code. I guarantee it. So you figure Game Freak can hide behind the, oh, well, we only have 100 and some 140 some employees right now working on this. It's a very small team. You can hide behind that bullshit all you want. You're going to get called out on it. You're going to get caught, and that's going to be the end of it. And you know it. Just like I know it, you know it too. Yep, I can't wait till that happens. I have to wait till November, and I'll be laughing all the way if it happens. I swear to God, if it happens, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Okay, so for those Dragon Ball fans that are still out there, you know, the ones that didn't get pissed off by Toriyama basically retconning the whole origin story with Broly, or that have still been sticking around and loyal from the beginning. I used to be, but once they retconned the origin story and basically made it a freaking Superman 2 clone, that's where I jumped ship. Well, if you're interested in going to that Dragon Ball Tour thing, that World Tour event, you might be able, if you go to the be able to participate in possibly trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest Kamehameha wave. Now, yeah, let's face it, we've all tried to do our hands at that Kamehameha wave technique that Goku, Master Roshi, Krillin, and a handful of other characters have done. Yes, we've all done it before and what have you, but seriously, this is actually kind of cool. They want to try to make history by doing this. Okay, apparently this already happened though too. So I'll have to check, see if it happened. So my apologies. Oh no, okay, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay, yeah, it's already happened. Okay, my bad. So sorry, I guess you can't do it now anymore. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. I thought it was still going on yet. I'll have to check to see if it actually, if they succeeded or not in that. But, yeah, so that was my bad. It started off on, the 17th at 3:30 p.m. So, okay, my bad. It's already happened. Sorry. By the time you're listening to this, it's already passed. I'm sorry. I apologize. But we can still reminisce in this together. Because I fucked up. That was my bad. Okay. So they wanted to take an attempt to nab the Guinness World Record for the world's largest Kamehameha wave. Unfortunately, you won't be able to try this anymore because, yeah. Okay, so it was part of San Diego Comic-Con, that's why. And Comic-Con started on Wednesday. Okay, that was my bad. My bad, I just want to reiterate this again. It was my bad. I thought this was next week they were trying this. My apologies. Guinness officials, according to the thing, the article will be on hand to verify the record if all goes according to plan. Goku voice actor Sean Schemmel will lead everyone in the record-breaking blast. They couldn't have gotten, what's her name from the Japanese one to show up and do it too? That'd be pretty cool. That would have been cool. And the first 1,000 participants are going to be getting a free Dragon Ball Scouter accessory to wear during the attempt. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to see if they actually succeeded in this. Hold on. I got to see if they succeeded. That'd be pretty cool. I apologize again. I thought that this was happening later on. This was my bad. I apologize. Kamehameha. R-E-C-O-R-D. Okay. And this will tell me if they made it or not. Let's Google search it. Okay, apparently they did break it. Okay, so I thought, well, let me just quick check. Yep, okay, it's up here online. Fans did break the record, so cool. Congratulations. I do apologize for my slip of the tongue. I thought that this was happening later on. My apologies to those of you that were getting your hopes up. Sorry. Shoot me later, okay? Shoot me later. It was my apology. I screwed up. I'm human. To err is human. So, there you go. But yeah, so to kick off the Comic-Con, the large group of attendees came together to break the record for the largest gathering of Kamehameha attacks to kick off the annual event. Led by Goku voice actor Sean Schemmel, the successful event drew a crowd of 786 people doing the chants synonymously with the titular hero's iconic battle move. A complete success. The attempt eclipsed the previous Guinness World Record of 250 people. Eclipsed it? That's an understatement there. Yeah, so the gathering of Kamehameha attacks was part of the 2019 Dragon Ball World Adventure celebration that allows fans to immerse themselves in all associated with Akira Toriyama's famed Dragon Ball universe at Comic-Con. There is a clip. There is a clip. So Comic-Con's only until Sunday. Okay, yeah, so this was my bad. I apologize that I messed up. Okay, it was my bad. I misread it. I made an error. I made a boo-boo. It happens. I make mistakes too. It was an accident. I screwed up. It happens. Okay, so they did break the record, so that is good news. So that was my bad. I thought it didn't happen yet. It happened on Wednesday. Okay, so my bad. So you can't do it. I mean, you could try doing it in your own home. You could probably get your own hometown to try doing it. If you have more than 700 some people. What was it 786, I think? How many was it again? Was it 700 something? 700... 786. Okay, so if you have more than 786 people that live in your town and are all willing to try to outdo this group of people, you can gladly get them together, get the Guinness World Record people to show up, and you guys can try. Otherwise, we can all just do it in our heads silently, as we often always did. But anyway, I do apologize. It was my bad. I thought it didn't happen yet. I forgot it was for Comic-Con. I forgot Comic-Con started. My bad. Shoot me later. It was a simple screw up on my part. Everybody makes mistakes, so do I. So anyway, they succeeded in it. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I was a fan of Dragon Ball. I didn't like it at first, then it kind of grew on me. But then with the retconning of the origin story by Toriyama with Dragon Ball Super Broly, I just decided I've jumped ship from it, basically. In all honesty, there's like 60 different anime that I could watch that are more thrilling, and at this point, I'll take Super, the series, over Broly's movie. Yeah. Because now it's canon, and it pisses me off that Minus is canon, because Minus is a freaking train wreck, and it basically came from one standalone chapter of fucking Jocko, the Galactic Patrolman, who's a fucking joke! Seriously, if he's the Galactic Patrolman, we're all screwed. But anyway, basically to say, because I didn't get to go along with it, because I wasn't going out to San Diego, because there's no way in hell I'm flying. And there's certainly no way in hell I'm driving to California. Let's all do it together, folks. I doubt highly. I mean, that'd be pretty cool if I could get like 700 or 800 people to do it together in a YouTube thing, but that wouldn't happen, nor probably would it count. But still, let's just say it together, everybody, because you know you want to. Let's just say it together. So clasp your hands together like Goku would, and let's do this together now. Kamehameha! Okay, so I don't know whether Nintendo has their head up their butt or they just don't know what they're doing anymore. Either way, I'm still getting more confused. So, Nintendo's recently announced their Nintendo Switch Lite. This new system that's going to have about a 3 to 7 hour battery. I saw reports supposed to be like 3.5 to 7 hours, but no, 3 to 7 hours. Oh yeah, because the other one was like 2.5 to 6.5. That's right, so you're gaining half an hour. Well, now Nintendo's announcing on top of that the new Switch console, the new version of it, the new model, not the Switch Lite, the next version of the Switch is going to have a 4.5 to 9 hour battery. What the hell? Okay, so Nintendo announced this massive, humongous thing here. It's supposed to hit North American shelves in mid-August, late August in Japan, and early September over in Europe. The price of the console is going to remain the same as the previous model. It's just going to have a new, more powerful battery. To which I have to go, huh? again. The battery is expected to last 5.5 hours while playing Legend of Zelda Breath in the Wild, compared to the battery in the current model, which lasts for 2.5 to 6.5 hours of gameplay. Players can use the current model with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for about 3 hours before it needs to be recharged. The battery, though, like I said, on their newly announced Nintendo Switch Lite, is supposed to have about 3 to 7 hours of gameplay. Players can expect to be able to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for about 4 hours before needing to recharge this. Nintendo, and this is the kicker, now Nintendo's releasing the Switch Lite, according to this, on September 20th. Yet, this new Switch version's coming out in fucking August! I mean, this is assholicnism to its a whole new original level. Oh, look, we're going to come out with a whole new game system. Then on top of that, we're going to come out with a new version of a previous game system because we're nuts. We're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yes, you are. But then on top of that, Nintendo's announcing new colors for the Joy-Cons, which honestly, they could have just came out with that, and I don't think people would have been too upset. One set's going to include a blue and neon yellow controller, while the other set's going to be neon purple and neon orange. The sets are going to cost $80 and are slated for a North American release on October 4th. So, let me get this straight. You have the Nintendo Switch getting a larger battery. The Nintendo Switch Lite that's coming to basically kick its predecessor square in the motherboard, and now you're coming out with an $80 Switch controlling Joy-Con changing of color. I mean, what the hell, Nintendo? What are you smoking? This is a stupid idea. 4.5 to 9 hour battery. That should have been your first clue that there's a problem. When your console at launch only goes for 2.5 to 6.5 hours, then almost over 2 years later decide, oh, we're going to come out with a brand new model of this one. It's going to have a longer battery life. Then on top of that, we're going to come out with a whole new freaking game console less than a month later. I mean, what the hell, Nintendo? What the holy hell? Jeez. An $80 Joy-Con controllers, a freaking Switch that's gonna be a longer battery, and then the Switch Lite, which no Joy-Con, with the Joy-Cons attached to it permanently? It's fucking Virtual Boy all over again, isn't it, Nintendo? You just got your head so far up there. I mean, you're the only game in town anymore. Sony and Microsoft still have their heads planted up their backsides. You still are sitting on top of the throne. Why are you pissing that down in the shitter? I don't mean to sound graphic or anything, but why, Nintendo? Why? I smell a red video in the making, and god damn does it smell rank. Oh, wait. No, that just might be me from sweating so bad. But still! God, Nintendo! Why? Ugh. Okay, so let's talk about Fire Force. The really interesting anime series that started up a couple weeks ago. It's going to be coming to Toonami. And honestly, I think Toonami is finally starting to get their act together. Now all they got to do is just leave Adult Swim. I mean it. They got to separate their ties with Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, make themselves their own streaming channel online, make it a free service with ads, and you are in business. Make yourselves like Crunchyroll or something. Make it so you have access to having an app, a Roku app, streaming media players. Have it be free with apps, and you are in business. But yep, so they are officially going to be getting, what was it? Oh yeah. So yeah, they are officially going to be bringing this episode or bringing the series to Toonami, and honestly, it's a wonderful thing. It's supposed to start on July 27th at midnight. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, this also comes on the heels of some sad news. As many of you know, and I will be talking about it in a little bit here, it's a topic for a little later on, the fire that happened at the Kyoto Animation Studio, out of respect for that, episode 3 has been delayed. It's actually been halted. Whether or not the series is going to be continuing is a damn good question, because there was a massive, at this point it's like a question of, is it going to be back on like the week later, or could this one technically get chopped to the wayside because of it? I don't know. I hope it doesn't, because it was a really good series for the 2 episodes we had so far. The whole entire premise of it's actually really good. So here's the premise that they have as they describe the story. So terror has paralyzed the clockwork metropolis of Tokyo. Possessed by demons, people have begun to burst into flame, leading to establishment of a special firefighting team, the Fire Force, ready to roll on a moment's notice to fight spontaneous combustion anywhere it might break out. The team is about to get a very unique addition, Shinra, a boy who possesses the unique power to run at the speed of a rocket, leaving behind the famous Devil's footprints and destroying his shoes in the process. Can the Fire Force discover the source of this strange phenomenon and put a stop to it, or will the city burn to ashes first? Honestly, the series is pretty good. I've seen both the episodes so far. They are good episodes. There's like 2 humans in this, 3 if you count the sister. Basically, what they believe this to be is that some spirit is, or somebody is basically causing people to burn and basically literally turn into walking, fire. Literally, spontaneously combusting them. And they basically utilize the sister. She basically says a prayer and they go out. I ignore the religious stuff in this because I don't deal with the religious stuff in this. Honestly, I'm just in this for the story at this point. 2 episodes in, we were introduced to a new character last week that just joined. His name is Arthur, or sorry, I think it's Arthur. Either way, he's got like Excalibur type sword that's basically plasma. He's a 3rd generation pyrotechnic or pyrokinetic. You have the one girl on here. She's a 2nd generation, so she has to use some type of an ignition source to start fire so that she can control it. You have the captain, you have the new guy Shinra, you have the one guy that's really strict about everything. And honestly, it's a neat little band of misfits. And last week's episode was really touching because you just had this little girl whose father spontaneously combusted. Both her mommy and daddy were basically gone. And as the Fire Force shows up, the chief's telling Shinra, he goes, your powers aren't going to be much use to us in here. You're going to have to use some of the equipment. Just keep it hidden in your coat. We don't want, the public to see it. Him and the new guy just completely freaking ignore this. They're holding their weapons, and he takes them off to the side, gives them a stern talking to, telling them, look, we don't really want them to see our weapons. There's a reason why we don't want them seeing our weapons. You guys need to, respect this, or you guys are out of here. And it was just really touching because we find out that there is somebody actually pulling the strings on this. So, yeah, that's honestly... Oops, sorry. Sorry about that, hit my mic. There honestly is some uniqueness to this. The anime is currently being directed by Yuki Yase at David Production. Yamato Hashiyama is in charge of the series scripts, and Hideyuki Morioka is designing the characters. Miss Green Apple are performing the anime's opening theme song, Inferno, and Kina Suda is performing the show's ending theme song, Veil. Funimation is streaming the series on its Funimation Now streaming service. It's also streaming the English dub. Crunchyroll is also streaming the series as well. So if you get a chance to watch this, you have a week. You can catch up on the 2 episodes. But like I said, with what happened this week in Japan, whether or not this series is going to come out of just be a 1-week hiatus or a 2-week or more is basically up in the air. Because they were supposed to have episode 3 this week, but they delayed it out of respect, which I understand. I actually wasn't surprised about that, because this is not something that you would want to have happening right now or even airing. With that, it would be touching way too close to home. But then the question is whether or not this series is going to continue, because they could easily say, look, here's the deal, we don't want to do this one anymore, we don't want it on the air anymore, we don't want people taking this the wrong way. And I understand that. It'd be sad if that's what happens, but I understand it. So yeah, like I said, it is what it is. But yeah, so Jason DeMarco, though, the Senior Vice President and Creative Director for Adult Swim, pain in the ass, said, and I quote on Twitter, "We will deal with delays if and when we have to." So, basically, because it's starting next week, they're only going to be now 2 episodes behind. So it's not too bad, basically. Though technically they would still be 3 if it actually does broadcast before they get it. Otherwise, it'll be 2. But either way, it's not going to be as bad as it could have been. But it's mostly is it going to get, permanently delayed, thrown on the, wayside, or what here? That's the $150,000 question, I guess you could say at this point, is what's going to happen to it. But, yeah, either way, I mean, I don't know. The website stated that it will reveal more information about the future of the broadcast of the show at a later date, so they don't exactly know yet what they want to do. So there is that. But yeah, I understand. Like I said, I completely understand why they would do this. I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't think anyone at all is going to have an issue with this. No one at all is going to have a problem with this. I don't see it being an issue for anyone involved at all. So there is that. But yeah, so I'm double checking this here. They said that, let's see here. It's halted the plans for airing and streaming the show's 3rd episode, which was planned to air late at night on Friday, effectively Saturday morning. The website stated it will reveal more information about the future broadcast of the show at a later date. Not the episode, but the show. So, yeah, it could technically end. We don't know. It's up in the air at this point. I'm honestly hoping it doesn't end, because we only got like 2 episodes in, but if it does, it'll be heartbreaking, I'm not going to lie, because it's a really good show from what we got. But if it does end, then it ends. Maybe they'll come out with a standalone movie for it or something, or an OVA, just to, just throw it out. We don't know. So, yeah, it's still up in the air yet. But either way, like I said, I understand in regards, perfectly understandable. Especially with taking what happened on Thursday over in Japan. It is completely understandable. I don't think anyone has an issue with it at all. So, definitely. Okay, before we get into the big topic that everybody knows is coming, let's talk about this Legend of the White Dragon. This is a Bat in the Sun production. What they want to do is they want to make, I guess it's like a Power Rangers type deal, but something a little better. Jason David Frank's going to be in it, as well as Jason Faust, who played Wesley in Time Force. You also have Johnny Young Bosch is also going to be coming back as Adam, I'm assuming. or at least, well, it looks like it. But they're crowdfunding this mostly because they need the money for it. Now, Bat in the Sun does a lot of good work, I want to say, with very limited budgets. And that is something to say here. Because now this came out last week. I forgot to talk about it. I had the link. It was in my email, and after I put the podcast to bed, I went the next morning and checked my email, and I'm like, shit, I had it sitting in there. I wanted to talk about it, and I completely forgot, so I was like banging my head on the wall. But yeah, so basically, they're looking for $500,000. Now, before you start screaming, they're out of their goddamn minds. Keep in mind, they have done Superpower Beatdown, which, that costs a lot of money. There is a video out for this. There is a trailer out for it. It does look pretty damn sweet. I have seen it. Here's the little premise that they have for it here. In the aftermath, the city was left decimated. A past reminder of the great battle and fall of heroes. As a result of the death and destruction, the city became known as Angel Graves. The heroes were blamed, stripped of their titles, and hunted. But as evil once again threatens to return, they must rise from the ashes with the power of the White Dragon. I mean, this looks pretty cool. Now, why do they want to do crowdfunding with this? This is the interesting thing here. It is important that we deliver what the fans want and deserve, and Kickstarter allows us to do just that. This way it remains 100% in control of the project, giving us the freedom to create a compelling and intense action sequence and particular visual effects without any studio telling us no. We can't wait to deliver an awesome film experience. Now, like I said, Bat in the Sun has done some amazing jobs with Superpower Beatdown and some of their other stuff. I mean, I've watched the Superpower Beatdown, White Ranger versus Scorpion, and the Green Ranger versus Ryu, not to mention a few other ones. They do a pretty good job. Think of it like Death Battle, but they actually put some time and effort into fucking research. Unlike Wiz and Boomstick. No offense. I'm still heartbroken over that Green Lantern Ben 10 fight, okay? So there are some rewards with this because it is Kickstarter. You can't just ask for money without giving anything in return. Now, they've gotten so far, as of this recording, at 10:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 20th of July, they have gotten $112,340 of their $500,000 goal. And that came from 1,386 backers. So it's 21 days to go yet as of this recording. So that's still pretty cool. You can make a pledge without any reward, $10 minimum. If you pledge $25 or more, I kind of feel like I'm a PBS telethon person here. If you pledge $25 or more, you will get an HD download of the film and download of the music score. Available estimated delivery time of August 2020. So far, 844 backers have done just that. However, if you want to double up your pledge and go with $50 or more, you can get a digital poster, digital version of the script, as well as the first two rewards from Pier 1, where it basically being the HD download of the film and the download of the music score. 154 backers have so far done this, again, August 2020. If you decide to give $100 or more, you get an exclusive 8x10 photo signed by Jason David Frank himself. You know, not like you could just message his freaking fan base or one of his ambassadors and get one for free anyway, because that's what he has them for. You're supposed to, you contact the ambassadors of his little group and they send you a picture. Because I know that a few of them got in trouble for selling them on eBay, and he was not happy about that. He actually took offense to that. So if you want an exclusive signed photo of Jason David Frank, well, you can either pledge $100 to this, or you can honestly just track down his one of his ambassadors for his website and his little fan club, and you could probably get one that way. It'd probably actually be cheaper doing option B there. As well as that, you also get a digital high-res still and photos, digital poster, digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and download of the music score. 184 backers have done that so far. Again, August 2020. Go up to $200 and you're into reward number 4. You get a special thank you in the credits, which honestly, that's what I find a little upsetting. You pledge $200, you get a special thank you in the credits. Whereas you should honestly just get that anyway. They should just say thank you to all of our Kickstarter backers and everyone who helped back this project. If for $200, they should just flat out name your ass. We would like to thank the following Kickstarter, the following backers of our project, and have them individually, and then go, and we would like to give a special thanks to all of the Kickstarter backers that helped us. Those are the ones that don't get named, but for $200, you'd better see your fucking name up there in the credits. You should get a thank you regardless if you pledge $200 or not. If you pledge $200, you better see your goddamn name up there. Otherwise, you want to be credited as, hey, look, I gave money to this. Yeah, you see that crappy special effect? That was what my $25 bought. But you get that as well as everything from the third reward. The 8x10 signed photo, the digital poster, the digital high-resolution stills, the digital version of the script, the HD download of the film, and the download of the music score. 90 backers have done this so far, so we at least know 90 people who are going to be getting a special thank you in the credits. If you pledge $500, you get a signed 24x36 poster by Jason David Frank and cast. Yay! As well as, what is it? Oh, yes, a special thank you in the credits, exclusive 8x10 signed photo by Jason David Frank, digital high-resolution stills and photos, digital poster, digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and the download of the music score. Head on down to reward number 6. You get invited to the premiere, but you're going to have to probably pay your own way, if I remember right. Yes, travel not included. As well as everything from reward number 5, the signed 24x36 poster, the special thank you in the credits, the exclusive 8x10 photo of Jason David Frank himself, a digital poster, digital high-resolution still photo, digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and download of the music score. We have 6 backers that are currently on reward number 6. How many we're doing number 4? And we have 19 on number 5. Okay, moving on down. If you go to number 7 and you happen to have $2,500 to piss away, it's, why the hell not? Yeah, I got an extra $2,500. I could pay my bills this month, but no, I'm gonna back this movie. Yeah, if you got an extra $2,500 to blow, why not give it to them? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, $25 I could see, but people that give this much money, I think, don't have their priorities straight. Or they're really hoping for a tax write-off. But if you happen to have $2,500 you want to piss away, you can get a signed White Dragon helmet by Jason David Frank. Invited to the premiere, travel not included. A signed 24x36 poster by Jason David Frank and cast. Special thank you in the credits. Exclusive 8x10 photo signed by Jason David Frank. Digital poster, digital high-resolution still and photo, digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and a music download of the score. 2 backers have officially jumped on that boat. In all honesty, I would just give the $25 to just get the HD download of the film at this point. That's about the best option. Like, well, gee, do I really want the rest of this stuff? I mostly just want the movie. Yeah, I'll just pay the $25 at this point. If you want to piss away $5,000, and you want to jump onto reward trade number 8, and you got an extra $5,000 that's just burning a hole in your pocket, these are what you can get as a reward. You can train with Jason David Frank for 30-minute session and a week at Jason David Frank's Karate School, which, if memory serves, would be called Rising Sun Karate. A personal video message from the cast. Let me guess, them thanking you for pledging $5,000 to help them. A signed White Dragon helmet by Jason David Frank, invited to the premiere where you got to pay for the travel, by the way. A signed 24x36 poster by Jason David Frank and the cast. Special thank you in the credits. Exclusive 8x10 photos signed by Jason David Frank. A digital poster, digital high resolution still and photos. Digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and a download of the music score. And we have one, count them, one backer that's going to be trading with Jason David Frank. All right, not like he puts up videos on YouTube or anything. Yeah, that's $5,000 well spent. Somebody has a video up on YouTube probably. Hell, just check down the White Ranger Kata. You're basically trading with him. So there is that. If though you happen to have $10,000. If you have $10,000, that is just burning a hole deep in the bowels of your pocket. $10,000 that just wants to go away and never come back. $10,000 you're not going to see a return on. At this point, I would want to see fucking interest incurring, and I would want my $10,000 back on top of some interest here at that point. But if you have $10,000 and you want to give till it hurts, and at this point it's gonna be hurting a hell of a lot, you can gladly donate and pledge $10,000, and you will be rewarded with the following: a set visit and photo with the cast, travel not included, train with Jason David Frank for 30-minute sessions and a week at JDF's Karate School, signed White Dragon helmet by JDF and cast. Ooh, and cast. Wait a minute, back up a second. Is it and cast? No. Okay, so reward number 9. So for $10,000, the cast will sign it too, not just Jason David Frank. Wow. Okay, you get a producer credit. Whoa! My God, I'm a producer for donating $10,000. Look, Ma, I bought my way into Hollywood. I'm making you proud now. Hey, can I use that on a resume? Oh yeah, I was a producer on a high-stakes movie. What did you do to get that job? I donated $10,000. A personal video message from the cast, obviously thanking you for donating $10,000. Invited to the premiere where you have to pay for the travel. By the way, a signed 24x36 poster by Jason David Frank and the cast. Special thank you in the credits. On top of your producer credit, you're getting a special thank you in the credits too. Wow! I think at this point, some of the previous rewards should be nullified for the higher echelon rewards. Because at this point, I'm getting everything beforehand on top of what the new shit is. And I don't think I should be. There wasn't a producer credit with 9. No. So you only get the producer credit if you pledge $10,000. Exclusive 8x10 photos signed by Jason David Frank. A digital poster, digital high resolution still and photos, digital version of the script, HD download of the film, and a download of the music score. Now their main goal is 2 people have done this already? Wait, okay, hold on, back up a second. There are 2 backers at the $10,000 tier. I would like to know who out there has $10,000 to just piss the hell away. Because I, for one, would like to know where you're getting your money, because I, for one, would like a cut of that pie. $10,000 is goodbye student loan payments. $10,000 is, hey, look, I can breathe a little bit. $10,000 is, dear God, I'm not spending it on a movie. So you're getting a producer credit. Well, they just bought their way into Hollywood. How many do we have for number 9? Okay, there's 1 backer for the 5,000 mark. But no, if we go for the 10,000 mark, we got 2, count them, 2 backers. Now, their original goal is $500,000. Now, this is an all-or-nothing campaign, so if they don't meet it, they get nothing. Which is why I'm thinking these two people back to 10 grand. Because they're probably thinking, nah, I'm going to get my money back from this. It's not a problem. It ain't no problem in this. I'm going to get my money back. They ain't going to hit $500,000. Boy, the look on their face would be funny as hell if all of a sudden this thing goes over 500,000. They're like, well, shit, I better come up with 10 grand. I can see, how many do we have for the higher up? Hold on a second. Okay, the $200 I could see, the $100 I can see, the $50 I can see, and the $25 I can see. Because you figure $25, I can see that they're like, if it gets in, I'm only out $25. And they might even have some that donated only 10 and just didn't get a reward. So, yeah. But either way... but their original goal is $500,000. However, if it goes over the $500,000 mark, they are looking at bigger sets, bigger action, bigger effects, even giant robot battles. The more they raise, the bigger the film. That's right. But, yeah, they're really hoping that this is going to take off. It is an all-or-nothing campaign, so if they don't get their goal, they're not going to have to do it. If they don't, the project will only be funded if it reaches its goal by Sunday, August 11th. So, yeah. They got 21 days left to go. It's already gotten $112,000 so far that's been pledged. Those two people that donated the 10 grand had better have it in their back pockets because they're liable to hit the 500,000 mark. And this is just from Kickstarter. Now, that's not to say they may not have a GoFundMe going for it, or they might have backers from other things that are giving them money that aren't doing it through Kickstarter. So there is that as well. This isn't I know they're saying they're doing it 100% through Kickstarter, but they might have other sources. It's look, we're getting money from this person. They're donating it. So it's not like they're going to have control over it. They're donating the money to us. So there is that possibility. But still, I can see this kind of happening. But for those two people that donated the $10,000, I guarantee you they did that thinking that this isn't going to get funded, but they're going to look like hotshots. For the 844 that did the $25, the 154 that did the $50, the 184 that did the $100, and the 90 that did the $200, I actually believe you have the good intentions. Maybe even the 19 that did the $500. I can kind of see them having good intentions too. As for the ones that went higher than that, we're talking $1,000 or more dollars. I think you're in this hoping to get your money back because it's not going to go through. That'd be 6, 2, 1, and again 2. So 6, 2, 1, 2. It's 11. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking those 11 backers, 11-ish backers, are thinking, nah, we're going to get our money back. This isn't going to get funded, and we're not going to have to pay up. But you two that donated the 10 grand, woo-hoo-hoo, would I love to be a fly on the wall if this thing gets funded. Yeah, you better have that 10 grand in cash and ready to go because they're going to want their money. You get a producer credit. That's great. And look, Ma, I produced a movie. Yeah, I'm a big hotshot in Hollywood. I knew you'd be proud of me. I bought my way into Hollywood. That'll work out great on a resume. Well, how do you do a producer, by the way? Well, you were a producer in a movie. That's great. That's wonderful. We're really great, happy for that. So what'd you have to do? This and that? You at least know about this and that, right? Well, no, I mostly just cut a check for $10,000 and they gave me a producer's credit. Next! Either way, I hope it gets funded. I hope they do a good job. Because Bat and Son does do a good job with their stuff. So either way, that does sound pretty cool. But yep, I kind of hope that does get funded. I really do. Alright, we're up to the part that everybody knew we were coming to. So this is going to be the sad and somber part of the podcast. Figured I'd do this one last. I'm going to try my best to not come at this with the jawbone of an ass, but in all honesty, I'm mostly just going off of reports that have happened and the Wikipedia page. The Wikipedia page is really easy to find, but I will try to have a link to that in the description as well. In fact, I'm actually just going to take the link right now so that I have it for that when I need it. So yeah, this is literally like a combination of this is 4, now 5 links, basically telling this entire story. Now, some of them are going to contradict each other because this was updated multiple times while this happened. So there is that. But I'm mostly going off of the Wikipedia because it does give a little more information near the bottom of it, at least as far as more info goes. But there is that. Yeah. So either way, we're just gonna. I'm really not gonna go at this. Hopefully with the jawbone of an ass. I'm gonna try my damnedest not to. But still, just in case, I do apologize extremely in advance if I come off of this insensitive. Believe me, I was hurt by this. I know a lot of you were. So, 34 people have now died, because the first article that I had was 33, but it was updated now to 34 because the one died at the hospital, so there is now 34. So that is unfortunately sad. But basically, 34 victims, 34 people died in a fire, an arson fire that was set at Kyoto Animation this past Thursday. Now, what happened, according to reports, was the suspect, who has been named, by the way, so I can't get in any trouble. The suspect has been named. They have the suspected perpetrator has been named. It is in the articles. I'm almost sure it is. Let me double check before I actually say it. I don't want to say it and then have somebody go, "Oh my God, you're accusing them." Okay, not in that one. I'm double checking the other one here because I know that because they said the person's age in the one article, but they have since released the name. I did find some information on Japan Times, but unfortunately, they have a strict, you cannot broadcast our information copyright at the bottom of their thing, and I am not about to try to take them on in case that they're going to come after my podcast, so that's not happening. I don't see it on here, so I guess I can't say it. I know that they released it, so there is that. And he's being treated yet at the hospital. But basically, 34 people lost their lives in a fire that was set at the Kyoto Animation Studio 1. And this is Studio 1 for Kyoto Animation. They have done a tremendous amount of titles like K-On!, The Melancholy of Haruhi Shizumiya, Hokua, and a few others. They have honestly touched a lot of people. I, for one, love Takua. That was one of my favorite series when I was watching it. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and I love it. It's one of the best there is. I can even stand The Melancholy of Haruhi Shizumiya. And it's actually kind of... This is what I want to call like a small stunt of irony in a way. Cap and I were just talking earlier this week. I think it was Wednesday, because I had to call off of work. Or no, it was Tuesday, I think. I put up a picture of Haruhi Shizumiya from The Melancholy of Haruhi Shizumiya, and it was one that I had found that I guess I must have saved at some point. It was her. She's really pissed off, and I made it into like a little meme where it's like, you know, she knows that you think of her as your waifu. She's not impressed, and then it's like all of a sudden this just happens, and I'm like, oh, it was just really, really creepy, like timing wise for that. I just don't know why. But this is sad either way. I'm not gonna lie about that. This is a horrific event that has taken place. There were a lot of people that were found dead. In Japan, though, and this is what I did not know. In Japan, police do not confirm a death at the scene. The victim has to be transported to a hospital, and a qualified doctor must first confirm the death before police can officially confirm the death. So that I did not know. So that kind of throws a lot of the case closed cases out the window. If you've ever seen Case Closed. This is sad, I'm not going to lie. So what happened was, apparently, this individual who I know they named, I swear to God, I saw that they named it, that they named this person. I have the name, but I don't know if it's actually out that I can say it on an official news thing. It probably is. But either way, apparently what he did was he supposedly, because he's the suspected perpetrator in this. Screw it, I'm just going to say it. Because I know it's on here somewhere. I know you're going to find it even if you look it up in the Wikipedia thing or if you just Google search this. It's Shinji Oba is the suspected perpetrator, and apparently this is possibly in term of revenge. The suspect is a 41-year-old man who was identified as a suspect. He was apprehended by police, taken to the hospital with severe burns to his legs, chest, and face. During the transport to the hospital, he admitted to having started the fire, possibly for revenge, because he's accusing the studio of ripping off or plagiarizing his novels. Authorities are unable at this point to question him because he has been sedated while he's being treated, and he's also been transported to a university hospital in Osaka for further treatment due to the serious burns he sustained during the incident. At first, this was it came over as 20 people had passed, then 25, then 30, then 33, but now it is 34. The 34th victim passed away in the hospital. It was another male victim. Passed away while being treated for his injuries at the hospital. This is honestly, it's horrible. 30 fire engines responded to the fire. Firefighters were able to extinguish the fire within 5 hours after it started, but the fire was not fully put out until 6:20 a.m. on Friday. Of those confirmed dead after being located at the studio, firefighters found 2 people on the first floor, 11 on the second floor, 1 person in a stairwell between the second and third floors, and 19 on the stairwell between the third floor and the rooftop. Apparently, what the suspect did was spread gasoline by the front door, making it impossible to escape. And a lot of people have been claiming that they want to see a building schematic, they want to know what the emergency exits were, but one person instantly said this, and I will agree with them on this part, that if a fire is set by the front door and it's an animation studio where they probably have like a lot of paper in that lying around, it probably spread faster than they could have reacted. So this is really sad. But yeah, the suspect is apparently claiming that this is in regards to revenge because okay. All right, so this is why I couldn't find. Okay, so I did see it. It was on the Japan Times one, but Anime News Network did not decided not to publish the name of the suspect accused of the arson. However, other reports have, so he is just the person of interest, but there is an arrest warrant out for him, but they know where he is. So, but yeah, they decided to not publish his name. That was Anime News Network's doing, not anyone else's, so there is that. Oh, crap, I lost my train of thought here. Back to this. But what's worse, though, about this because I had like multiple things up, and some of this is, like I said, it's gonna contradict itself because it'll be in like the same, it'll be in the same thing. It'll be like same stuff will be in a different article. I just have like all of them in regards to this because I don't know what stuff is not in the one and it was in the other, and I just originally started with one link, so there's that. But basically, around 10:30 a.m. Japan Standard Time on Thursday, a devastating fire broke out at the Kyoto Animation's first studio building. It killed 34 people, injuring another 34. 30 fire engines responded to the fires. They were able to extinguish the fire within 5 hours, but it was not fully put out until 6:20 Friday morning. That's pretty much what I've stated already so far, but that's the background of this. This is truly heartbreaking. Yeah, like I said, there is a special note on here, an editor's note on some of these articles. It says that Anime News Network have decided not to publish the name of the suspect accused of the arson in order to focus on reporting on the victims. In addition, while one of the sources of this article gives the name of a victim whose status is unknown, Anime News Network's team have chosen not to report on that name. They will instead wait until an official list of victims has been released. I don't know any of their names either, so don't even ask. They asked you do not mention the name of the victim written about in the source article, and we ask you do not mention the name of the suspect in the comment threads. I'm not commenting on this. I'm just going off of their information. So, and as I said, you could Google search it because I have the Wikipedia page up too for it. So it's not entirely, it's not old news, basically. So the 34th victim, though, sadly passed away. And the president of Kyoto Animation on Friday, as if there wasn't enough upsetting about this. I mean, there was a witness that was watching the fire from her balcony. She said that she would remember some of the younger employees that were coming by every day to buy some box lunches at the local convenience store, and she just feels sorry because they were in their like early 20s. She's really upset about this. A lot of people are. This is honestly, this is a tragedy. This really is. Because my heart just dropped once I saw it, and I'm thinking, okay, Kyoto Animation. It didn't click at first, and then when I saw somebody had up, these were some of their projects that they did, some of the shows, and I'm like, oh crap. Then it clicked. But Kyoto Animation president Hideki Hada stated on Friday that all of the past animation materials and computers housed in Kyoto Animation's first studio building were destroyed in Thursday's fire. The monetary amount of damage, extreme, yet he doesn't know the full details. He's deeply heartbroken. He can't bear it. He never in his dreams would have thought such a large disaster would happen. He later added that this is a serious blow to our company and our industry. Every one of them was an excellent and wonderful colleague. Aside from a fire that killed 44 people in 2001 in a commercial building, this incident is going down as one of the worst mass murders in Japan's post-World War II history. Honestly, it's horrifying. It really is. I can't even say it enough. The Wikipedia page does give a little more detail. They do not have any names on here, and if they would have names of the victims, I wouldn't say them. The name of the suspect was made apparent. That I know I saw it online, so there is that. So I did put it up. I know Anime News Network didn't publish it. That's where I got a majority of my information from. So they didn't have it up on theirs. I got off the Wikipedia and off of a couple other sites that I was pulling up information from prior to the podcast tonight. Because I've honestly been keeping up with this as much as I could. Some of the victims, at least 74 people were inside the building at the time of the fire. 34 people were killed. 28 of them were from carbon monoxide poisoning, 5 who suffered severe burns, and 1 who later died at the hospital. At least 36 people were injured, though, initially. 10 were reported to be in serious condition, and one of the victims apparently ended up having their legs amputated because of their injuries, which is really sad. Identification of victims in Japan is carried out by doctors at the mortuary. As a result, those who died have yet to be identified by name. And even if they were, I would not be saying them on here out of respect for the families. I just couldn't do that. Those who were reported safe included animation director Naoko Yamada, who directed K-On! And A Silent Voice. So that one is safe. Apparently, he did survive, or she, or well, the animation director survived, because this was one of the few animation companies that actually treated their employees well. They had a very good balance when it came to genders. Both male and females both had equal responsibility and pay from everything that I was seeing online. This is honestly a major blow. I will not deny what the one person online said. This is a major blow and a dark day for anime and for the world and for Japan. And honestly, my heart just goes out to all the families and friends of the people, their loved ones, and everyone else. I can't even begin to imagine this, nor would I even want to, what you're going through. But my heart goes out to them. It really does. This is sad. But yeah, apparently they've lost everything on top of this. Like, all their past works and everything are gone. It is extremely sad. In the wake, though, of the fire, there is some good coming out of this. Sentai Filmworks, within, I want to say, a few hours of this, launched a GoFundMe page to help them. Now, there are people immediately online going, "Oh, don't trust Sentai Filmworks. They're going to pocket the money." To those people, honestly, I say, shut the hell up. I don't see them as being this greedy type of people that would do this. This would be hurting them too. They're an anime licensor here in America. They honestly feel for them just as much as any of us do. Don't even come at me with that. It surpassed $1 million in donations within 24 hours. It's since received more than 1.3 million, at least as of the Wikipedia article and as of this recording. I don't know if is there a link to it. I believe there's a link to it. Is there a link to it? Is there a link to it? Okay, no. There's probably is in one of these. Hold on. Note. Okay, no, I don't think there's a link to it. But you could probably find it somewhere. Numerous people and organizations have also related to the industry expressed concerns and support, such as anime directors Makoto Shintai and Tatsuki, K-On! Voice actress Aki Toyosaki, Hakua author Hinobu Yonizawa, American licensing company Aniplex of America, Funimation and Crunchyroll, and animation studio Nickelodeon Animation, Walt Disney Japan Company, Shaft, Sunrise, Bandai Namco Pictures, Toei Animation, Bones, Kahara, and Trigger. They have all expressed their concern and support and their condolences. The Prime Minister Shinzo Abe expressed his condolences and stated that he was speechless at the scale of the incident. Several foreign dignitaries, including Justin Thurdu, Tsai Ing-wei, I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing some of these, Antonio Guterres, and others have offered their own messages of support for the victims. The Chinese, French, Philippine, and Beijing and Belgian embassies in Japan provided their own words of condolence. Apple CEO Tim Cook also gave his condolences. And as I mentioned in one of the other topics, in response to this incident, and obviously for 100% reasons here, the information event previewing the trailer for the upcoming 2020 Free movie was canceled. Kyoto Animation's collaboration with Kyohan Mainline, and Episode 3 of David Productions' Fire Force, an anime about firefighters, were also delayed. Kyoto Animation president did state in an interview that he is considering demolishing the studio, replacing the building with a public park and a monument. I don't really know what else to say about this. This is heartbreaking. And this was not a way to wake up first thing Thursday morning. And that's when I saw this was Thursday morning. I wake up and I'm on Twitter and I see this and I'm like, oh God. This just wasn't something to wake up to. Many people have, basically, as I said, given their condolences. I myself will give condolences till I'm blue in the face on this. I can't even begin to imagine what the families are going through. And I was a volunteer firefighter for a few years, so that I can understand to a point, but I just can never truly understand it. NHK reported on Saturday, though, through an interview with a relative of a victim, that the relative was told on Friday that police will need to conduct DNA testing to identify some of the victims, and that testing will take up to a week. Like I said, this is honestly, it's sad. It really is. There's some background to the company in some of the articles. Like I said, you can pull them all up. Most of the information is on there, with the exception of the name of the suspect, because they admitted that for obvious reasons. But as I stated, if you pull up the Wikipedia article, it is there. It is in Google searches. They just omitted it on their end because they want to focus on the victims, which is fine. I'm doing the whole broad spectrum of this. This is just, honestly, it's saddening. It really is. So many people lost their lives in this, and a majority of them were young. I remember reading something that, I don't remember if it was on Anime News Network or if it was on one of the other pages that I saw that I was trying to get information, see what was going on, because one site doesn't update faster than the other ones do. And there was one site that said some of the victims were in their early 20s. I think the oldest victim was like in their 60s, but most of them were like in their early to mid 20s. A couple were like in their 30s. They were young and still had a majority of their life ahead of them, and it is really sad that it got snuffed out like this. It really is. This is just, it's heartbreaking. Words can't even begin to express it. They're right on that. No words can express it. It's just, it's really hurtful. It really is. But as I stated, it's horrible. It really is. Like I said, most of the articles on here do have most of the same information, so I do apologize for having multiple ones for this, but some have a little more information than others, and the stuff was being updated periodically, hence why I kept most of those links, so they are in the description section for those of you that want to read them. But I think this is more fitting than anything, as we usually do here. Whenever there's somebody we talk about a passing on this podcast, this celebrity or anything else, we do a moment of silence, and I could not think of a better time than now to do that. So if we could please, everyone, just have a moment of silence for the 34 victims whose lives were cut short and were ended in this devastating attack. If we may, please have a moment of silence. May you rest in peace. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for sticking along with me. I am sorry this was a little longer than normal. I knew that the one topic was going to get a little long. I didn't know I went a little long on the other topic. But it balances out in the end. I do apologize for the length of it, but hey, I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it, and I think you can forgive me for having a longer time. But anyway, if you have topics you'd like me to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comment sections of the video or in the discussion section here on my YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can also drop them off on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page, and you can even just drop them off on my Twitter page and stop by and say hi. I'm usually on Twitter a lot, tweeting around and, you know, talking with people, so feel free to stop by Twitter sometime, say hi, or, you know, drop them on the Facebook page. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video, thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Don't forget, too, to hit the subscribe button, and make sure to check the bell notification icon to make sure that you're staying up to date with my videos, because YouTube's algorithm just is mighty screwed up lately. I don't trust it. Anyway, don't forget, Q&A questions to be in. I would actually like to have them in. If it's alright with everybody, I have to change the date. Mostly because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like for the following week. Not this coming week, the next week. So if we could have them all in by the 26th, like the 25th, 26th, that'd be cool, because then I'll at least know if I have to change the date again. I'll know at least on the 24th if I have to change the date again, but otherwise 25th, 26th at the latest. Then I can record it on the 27th and possibly get it up either on the 28th or the 29th. Don't forget, I did put this up on Twitter. I forgot I didn't put it up on... I don't think I put it up on YouTube here on my discussion section. But because of the incidents that happened on Tuesday, Andrew Discusses was bumped this week. I do apologize for that. It was out of my hands. We had no power. And Thursday was just so ungodly hot in my room. I mean, it's not as... Okay, it's about as bad as it is now. So yeah, so there was that. Both of those were reasons why I had to bump the episodes, so I do apologize for that. It will come out this coming week. I'm going to record it on Tuesday, so it'll be out on Thursday, because this heat wave's going to break Monday, because we're getting a storm that's supposed to be coming through. It's going to break the heat wave. And I'm going to be thankful when it does, and I will record a bunch of videos, some review videos, and definitely the discussion video. And no, it is still not the third part of the 4-part video. I'm breaking it off at halfway point here for a little bit, because there's a couple other things I want to discuss, so I want to do that. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. I'd like to thank everybody again for being here at the podcast, and please keep all the families from the please keep all the families of the victims of the Kyoto Animation fire in your hearts, if you could. Like I said, that is really sad what happened, and my heart does go out to them. But yep, that's going to do it this week for me. I'm getting tired. I'm getting warm. I got to get something to drink, and I got a couple random videos to record quick. Then I'm going to put my laptop away because she's getting a little warm. She's been a real trooper. My little Hazuki's been a real trooper. So yep, that's going to do it though for me this week, folks. So thank you all for stopping by, and until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the absolutely completely random podcast. Thank you all for stopping by, and see you later. Bye, everybody. Huh. Well, you know what? That was a good news broadcast. Hey, Mike. Where are you going? What is this? What does that mean? He wants you to look behind you, Bob. Stormin! How you doing, Stormin? I'm doing good, Bob. I'm doing real good, Bob. Yeah. I had to leave Jeff behind. He couldn't make it, Bob. Now, Stormin, it's perfectly fine. Stormin, Stormin. Hey, Mike, roll. You want to make $50? Roll that camera. Why do you want the camera to roll, Stormin? Do you have breaking news? Oh yeah, I do actually, Bob. You see, we're about to answer that age-old question. Do you need a general surgeon or a proctologist to remove a foot from your ass? Wait, Stormin, 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 Stormin!